Hi, I'm Anatole, and this is...
Potato again!
Yes, aka Min, and we are here to do our reaction video for The Crown, Season 1, Episode 3, titled... I didn't even get the title ready, because we were talking about TV, as we do. Behind the scenes, when I stop filming, we will get into long conversations, and at one point, for The Watchmen, I accidentally kept recording, and I put it as an Easter egg at the end. I think it's either... Episode 8 or 9.
Around the end.
5 minutes of just us talking about TV, and so just before I began recording, we were talking about shows that
we should have put like secret camera and record.
Right. I wish we recorded all that too. So anyway, the title of episode 3 is Windsor, and it scored 8.3 on IMDb.
Just Windsor. Windsor.
Yeah, for House of Windsor.
Right. I know, but just Windsor.
Yeah, just Windsor. No House of Windsor, nothing, just Windsor.
No, sir. Like, if you put some name with that style, it has meaning.
Right.
Like, if the naming of the episode is The House of Windsor, you see it, with all full respect, with all, like, exposition, like, what's going on. But if you put it just like, Windsor, it means something.
Yeah, yes. So I have to say now, this is a pure reaction from Min. He hasn't seen the episode.
I haven't.
I've seen it twice, so I can tell you, man, indeed, the title, Just Windsor, is significant to the episode.
See? I am good, sir!
Yeah, you are good.
Let's go.
No, not yet. I want to say, since we last recorded, I have picked up the book, The Crown, The Inside Story. It's the companion to Season 1. It's the official companion by Robert Lacey. And each chapter relates to an episode of the series. So Chapter 3 relates to episode 3, and it's the historian talking about the behind the scenes, the things that the show didn't explain well, or the personal intrigue. And for me, it's super useful. Coming as an American who is now getting into British history, and specifically for this series of reaction videos, the history of the royal house, it's an invaluable tool. So that may come in play as we watch the episode. I may use some information from the book.
Very nice.
And then I also want to say I've completed my rewatch of the documentary on Netflix. I think it's titled Royals or Windsor. I think it's titled Windsor. You watched episode 1.
Yeah.
I've watched that twice now, and then I've also finished watching a documentary on Princess Margaret. All that's very useful. So I wanted to just talk about my research behind the scenes. Anything you want to add before we watch the episode, Min?
No, I'm so eager to watch it.
Okay, yeah.
Just go.
2 weeks since we recorded our last episode. So let us return now to the world of the royal family, shall we, dear chap?
Indeed, my sir.
That was not British accent from me or you. All right, so join us after the intro when we will give you our reaction to The Crown, Season 1, Episode 3, titled...
Windsor.
Yes, I knew you'd remember.
Where were we left last time?
We were in the second episode.
We are about to see the funeral.
The best thing for everyone would be if you said your goodbyes quietly, privately, and disappeared into the night.
So this is right before he abdicated?
Yes, that's right.
Before or after?
The day.
There follows an important announcement from His Royal Highness, the Duke of Windsor.
See, they said he's the Duke of Windsor, not the King of England.
Yeah.
I wish him and you, his people.
Oh, I can only see the professor from Chernobyl.
Finally, you didn't last time.
Yeah.
God save the king.
That's a great shot. The stress, the tension.
Yeah.
Right, the invisible crown you were saying in the last episode, the weight of the crown.
Boom.
Yeah.
Transfer.
Yeah.
This is the first proper home I've ever had.
That says a lot, too. Like, how old is he? 20, in his mid-20s? Late 20s? And that's the first real home he's had?
I'll tell you yours if you ask me nicely. No, thank you. Shirley Temple.
Okay, well, I'll tell you anyway. Even if you don't ask.
I honestly believe he never thought of himself at all. He really was the perfect son.
Yes. She was leading up to it, and at the end, okay,
Yeah,
this
like-
is where I'll put the shank
yeah.
in you.
I had hoped all this might wait.
I'm afraid not, ma'am.
What is the job of a queen, actually? Signing paper?
She's the head of the Church of England. She bears the responsibility of meeting foreign dignitaries, and the Prime Minister consults with her every week.
But she's not effectively in charge of the government, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Your Majesty.
It was nice.
Yeah.
She wasn't aware of the protocol.
Yeah.
that-
She's not yet used to it.
Having Mountbatten as the name of the royal house, having your firstborn son, Charles.
They're all calculating outside.
He had 5 months. You're proposing I have 16 before I'm crowned.
Yes.
He's like, I've got nothing else to say. You are correct. You see him pause. He's like, is there any other way for
Yeah.
you to say this? No. Yes, that's
But why,
it.
though?
Why would he do that?
What?
Why would he want to delay my coronation?
What are you talking about? What? Elizabeth?
The Prime Minister has the power to delay the coronation.
It's not normal. Not like that.
Yeah, it's not normal. Like, boom, the king's dead. You're up now, get the crown. And she even said that the previous king had 5 months, and you want me to have 16.
16 months, yeah.
So maybe it's enough time for them to arrange some political power thingy.
And Shirley Temple, who has the rank now to silence her common mother, sadly has no mind of her own.
Totally undercutting this
Yeah.
moment. This grave moment of their grief, and we're getting his voiceover, and he's backstabbing everyone.
You are a cheat, Hanover.
He has no response.
Yeah,
Just a grin.
like, yeah, maybe I am. So what? Oh. Just like how Fana do it.
Right, exactly right. Yes, he taught her.
Boom.
Yep. And you saw his picture was on her desk
Yeah.
too.
That is a favor you will do me in return for one I'm already doing you. So by delaying my investiture, you are in fact holding on to power.
It was good that you noticed that.
Yes.
Because, see, here's the payoff.
case, I would suggest you are somewhat in my debt.
And she's showing she does know a thing or two.
And perhaps you could also inform Cabinet that my husband and I intend to stay here at Clarence House.
Playing down the law.
2 cards.
Very well.
They don't even know that joke because we weren't recording when you made it, man. You can't make in-jokes when no one knows what you're talking about.
But he said he'd put it to Cabinet, and I said there was nothing to discuss.
Good for you.
No, good for you. Why did it?
Thank you.
From a personal perspective, we kind of sympathize. And we understand a man asking for his woman to be respected.
Right.
But from a grander scheme, it's rendered impossible and a threat to the nation.
Right.
And we don't hate him. We
No.
don't hate the will.
Right.
We just find it unstable and undeserving.
Right. Well, from our historical perspective, to us it seems ludicrous.
Yeah.
But we know enough about this world to understand that those people at that
He's just a
time
man, yeah.
cannot.
Freely express themselves, be themselves.
Well, you can't be the head of the Church of England and be married to a divorcee or be
Yeah,
divorced
yeah.
yourself. That's the big catch.
From a personal perspective, we kind of sympathize. And we understand a man asking for his woman to be respected. But from a grander scheme, it's rendered impossible and a threat to the nation.
Right.
And we don't hate him. We
No.
don't hate the will.
Right.
We just find it unstable and undeserving.
Right. Well, from our historical perspective, to us it seems ludicrous.
Yeah.
But we know enough about this world to understand that those people at that
He's just a
time
man, yeah.
cannot.
Freely express themselves, be themselves.
Well, you can't be the head of the Church of England and be married to a divorcee or be divorced yourself. That's the big catch.
Thank you for seeing me.
Thank you for coming.
See that moment where he wasn't sure? He's used to treating her as a niece, not as the queen. And
Most of the time.
You don't think I would have preferred to grow up out of the spotlight? An ordinary English countrywoman.
I'm sorry.
like they say so much about her character there.
Yeah.
But what she really wants, she's not playing games, she's just telling him honestly, this is what I want and I feel hurt by what you did.
Next time you see him.
You would take my advice?
I would.
Then how about not taking your husband's name?
The first is your husband's surname and the name of the royal house.
As soon as she stopped eating right there.
She stopped chewing.
Yeah.
Like, boom.
Yeah.
There you are. There's something I'd like to discuss with you. Now, please don't react. I'd like to take flying lessons.
Just like me when presenting to my wife. That, yo, I gotta have a perfect plan to buy a new motorbike. Come on, let me tell you. And she was like,
I need to talk to you.
I hate that so much.
What kind of marriage is this? What kind of family?
The rodeo.
Kind of family.
Exactly right.
The rodeo one.
He's not just marrying any woman, he's marrying the queen, and the queen's not going to take your name, unfortunately.
You can still go to that pilot school.
Can he though? I don't know. I'm not aware, but that seems like it'd fall under the line. You can't let the future prince consort to the queen go and risk his life.
Like,
taking
yo,
flying
can
lessons.
I go flying so that I could die? Like if it were me, I was like, can I still take the flying lesson?
Can I at least get that? Can you give me that crumb, that bread crumb, please?
All right, no house, no names. Can I still go there?
Right.
I hereby declare my will and pleasure that I and my children shall be styled and known as the house and family of Windsor.
I feel for Philip.
Right. Yeah, they do a good job of portraying him sympathetically in this episode. All right, so join us in a second. We'll give you our review of episode number 3. And now let's give our review of the episode. As always, we'll begin with you, Min. Min, what's your review of the episode?
It's powerful. It start and end with the same problems, but differently prevail. They differently like presented, and throughout it we see how it unfold. So we knows how it begin, we knows how it ends, but the journey in between, as I said, powerful, strongly emotional, at least for me. I just don't really know what to say. There's so many things happen, so many things unfold. The best thing maybe is like how the queen, the new queen, showed to...
No, not queen yet.
Oh, not yet coronation. Oh, so the difference between ascensions and coronations. Yeah, the yet to be queen show. This is not just anyone puppet. When she point out at Churchill's plan to cling on to power. However, such strong-willed queen will be thwarted when confronted by her uncle.
Right,
The ex-kings.
But she wasn't thwarted, though, because she agreed with everything he said. So I remember when you said after the scene with Churchill that was the scene of her making a decision.
You're
and,
like, yo, I'm gonna keep that.
But actually, everything she decided in that scene, she reversed on, because then she had to go back to her husband. So we get it at 2 levels. We get the political, where she comes into her, she starts to find her voice with Churchill, and then the political bleeds back into the personal, because she finds her voice with her husband, and she has to tell her husband, no, this is the way it is. Even though her husband's like, but what other man has to make these sacrifices for his wife? The husband's not on board with this plan.
Yeah. As I said, I wish I could say like, can I still go to get the airplane thingy?
Right.
It is so painful for him, really.
Yeah.
Like even like throughout, like even not from now, previously from the second episode, like he has to walk out of the plane after the Queen,
Right.
and already we see like his face like
Right.
change a little bit,
Right.
and now all of this gave up the name. Like, as I said, I have to give up my name, my children, my house. What else?
Right.
At least not airplane though.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know the history.
I
about
feel
that
it.
yet.
I feel it on a personal level. Like the very scene
Right.
when they got like, yo, take it like so. I got a guy who can teach me how to fly airplane.
Men, you have to give up your swords. You have to give up your motorcycle.
Yeah, and my cat's like, what do I have left?
The thing I wanted to comment on was the writing, and that I thought the writing did a very good job of playing with expectation,
Yeah.
setting up something, and then also doing counter to what you was playing on the screen. So the scene of the funeral should have been a very somber, grave moment for our characters. Instead, we get the voiceover of Albert backstabbing every single member.
Cookie's doing bad
Right.
shit again. Ah, blah 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 blah.
And a normal approach to that would have had us seeing those characters talking about what they miss and building up the sad
crying moment, yeah.
And instead, the writer gave us the exact opposite emotion.
However, it's actually very effective, I would find. Like, because precisely like we see the turmoil.
Right.
We see not everyone is respecting the old king
Right.
the way we thought they're supposed to.
Right.
And there's things, there's plan and scheme going around. Right at that moment, the king falls, and the grief given to him is not the same across the city.
That's right.
Across the country.
Within his own family, the people who knew him,
Yeah.
you see the grief is very strong. But then outside, he was a popular king. But when you go into the intrigue and the people who have invested
Like
the
the
power within,
Mountbatten,
yeah,
and then the other king,
you
like
see
the
their
ex-king.
reaction is
Yeah,
very different.
It's different. And what I love the most about the episode is how they build up the social relationship between characters. Like, this guy loved that guy, but hey, this one, there's respect, there is old grudges and stuff. It's beautifully made, and we understand more on how they are gonna interwoven into the story.
Right, right.
It's lovely.
Yeah, we get to see that because of the politics involved, as they say, politics makes strange bedfellows.
Yes.
That Queen Elizabeth is seeking counsel from Albert, even though he was Edward. I always call him Albert. I
Yes,
don't know.
you call it that twice
All
already.
the time, yeah.
Yeah.
From Edward, even though she knows Edward holds her with derision by calling her Shirley Temple, but she still takes his advice.
Because he's ex-king. Like like she said, her father's gone now. It's only you.
Right.
It's lovely yet painful.
Right. Yeah, and we get to see the moments between her and Albert's her husband, right?
No.
God bless it.
Philip!
Oh my God, why do I have
What's
Albert
wrong with
stuck
Albert?
in my head?
Like, is that your fated? Don't you yet to me?
In America, we have a joke. There's a cigar. It was called King Albert.
Huh?
And you would call a cigar shop and say, do you have King Albert in a can? And another slang word we have for toilet is the can. So kids would call and say, do you have Prince Albert in the can? Well, then if you do, let him out. Like he's stuck in the toilet.
Let him out.
So I think that's why I have Albert stuck in my head. I don't know why. So Prince Philip, we see earlier in the episode, he's playing out in the garden with his son, Prince Charles, and she looks at him and she's smiling. It's a wonderful moment for her.
Yeah.
But later she takes him to the symphony. And he reaches over for her hand, and she's got the turmoil. The weight of the crown is on her face because
she's about to bust it.
It's
She's about to
affecting her
cry.
personal relationship with her husband.
It is. It swallowed the whole thing now. Yeah. The weight of the crown.
Right.
Crushed.
Such an apt name for the series.
Good one.
Because all these relationships, they're all revolving around that power, the seat of power.
Regarding to that, it's a very great name for the episode as well.
Yeah.
Winston. You have to
Windsor.
give it. Windsor.
Yes.
It's not Winston. I'm not going for Albert again.
Yeah, I say
No.
Albert. You say
No.
Winston. Albert Winston.
Albert Winston.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, great episode. Powerful moment, impactful scenery,
Right.
and very nice relationships between. Well depicted, that is.
Right, I liked it. I've seen comments in the score. The IMDb score is a little lower than the first two.
Why so?
Yeah, I think because you're getting a conflict related to the relationship between
Families, man.
Philip and his wife, and then the departed King Edward, and it doesn't
The
have
rest of the family.
it doesn't have quite the same power as someone like when we saw dying.
As the
Right?
death of the
Those are all very powerful
I understand
moments.
that it's not as powerful, but like if you compare it, like you will watch episode 2 and then episode 3. For me, it's too weak. So it's quite fresh to me, and I still find it good.
Right.
Yeah, that's the problem.
All right. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Well, that's it for now. Because the holiday of Tet is coming up, there's a good chance episode 4 I will do without Min. We'll have to see. Maybe we can get one episode in before you leave.
Yes.
We'll have to see. But there is a chance, just letting you know. And there's a chance I might do episode 5 without Min because Tet Holiday is quite long. So there's a good chance he won't be here the next time I'm doing a reaction.
You're going to miss me.
Right. So in any event, take care, and then we'll see you next time. So goodbye.
Bye.